It's almost impossible to resist frying. The reason this type of culinary preparation is irresistible is the high temperature of the oil used. It creates crunch on the outside, texture and moisture on the inside, and also adds flavor to the food. Nutrition. Experts don't even think about denying us this pleasure at the table, but suggest that we should take it easy. What's so striking about this type of delicacy is the high content of lipids. Fatty acids, also known as fats. These nutrients are essential for various functions in our bodies, but scientists have already established that excessive consumption of fats is associated with an increased risk of various diseases. But let's get down to business. What happens to your body when you eat fried food every day? Let's start with number 1. The body becomes a pressure cooker. Excessive frying promotes the formation of inflammatory components that are harmful to health as a whole, but especially to the health of vessels and arteries. Over time, changes in total cholesterol levels can be observed, as well as fat in the liver, conditions related to chronic diseases. When levels of good cholesterol, HDL, drop, the proportion of bad cholesterol, LDL, increases, which can lead to the formation of fatty plaques in the arteries. Atheromas, which increases the risk of cardiovascular diseases such as atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, heart failure, and stroke. Another change can occur in blood sugar levels and insulin sensitivity, overloading the pancreas. Situations that lead to diabetes. Number 2. Green light for weight gain. During the frying process, the oil used not only acts as a heat medium, but is also absorbed by the food. This results in an increase in the total number of calories ingested per portion. In the short term, the result is weight gain, which can quickly lead to overweight and obesity, especially when the lifestyle does not help to burn off the energy consumed. Another important factor is that fried foods tend to be less satiating than foods prepared in other ways, such as boiled or baked. This means that even after consuming a good amount of fried food, you may feel less satisfied and end up eating more than you should. This creates a cycle where calorie consumption is high, but the feeling of satiety is low, leading to weight gain over time. In short, daily consumption of fried foods can easily lead to weight gain due to their high calorie density, low satiety, and the negative effects that saturated and trans fats have on the metabolism. Number 3. Acne breakouts. First, it's important to understand that fried foods are rich in saturated fats and often trans fats. These fats not only increase calorie intake, but can also cause inflammation in the body. And guess what? Acne is partly an inflammatory process. When you consume a lot of fried food, the body can react to this excess fat and inflammation in various ways, including increased sebum production in the skin. Sebum, for those who don't know, is that oily substance that the skin naturally produces to keep itself hydrated. However, when there is excessive production, it can end up clogging the pores, creating a perfect environment for bacteria to proliferate. And that's when the famous pimples appear. In addition, frequent consumption of fatty foods can unbalance blood sugar levels, as many fried foods are also rich in simple carbohydrates. Think of that pastry from the market. This imbalance can lead to insulin spikes, which in turn stimulate sebum production even more, aggravating acne. Number 4. Difficulty with digestion. Fried foods are known for being deliciously crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, but this crispness comes at a cost. When we fry food, it absorbs a significant amount of oil. This excess fat is what makes fried foods so calorific and, at the same time, harder to digest. Our digestive system works best with light, fiber-rich foods such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Fried foods, on the other hand, are at the opposite end of the scale. The excess fat in fried foods can slow down the digestive process, as fats take longer to be broken down by the stomach. This means that after a meal heavy in fried food, your stomach may take longer to empty, leaving you with that feeling of stuffiness and discomfort. In addition, fried foods can relax the lower esophageal sphincter, which is the valve that separates the stomach from the esophagus. When this valve relaxes too much, it can allow acid from the stomach to back up into the esophagus, causing that burning sensation known as acid reflux or heartburn. Not very pleasant, right? Another factor that complicates the digestion of fried foods is the fact that many fried foods are breaded or wrapped in dough rich in refined carbohydrates. These carbohydrates, combined with the fat, can cause fermentation in the gut, leading to gas formation and even more discomfort. Number 5. Feeling tired. As we've already explained, when you eat fried food, you're ingesting a large amount of fat. This fat, especially the saturated and trans fats present in fried foods, is more difficult for the body to digest. The digestive system has to work much harder to process these fats, which can end up requiring more energy from the body. As a result, instead of feeling energized after your meal, you may end up feeling sluggish and tired. In addition, fried foods are generally not rich in essential nutrients that help keep energy levels stable, such as fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They may give a momentary feeling of satisfaction, but without the right nutrients, the body doesn't receive the fuel it needs to maintain energy throughout the day. This can lead to drops in blood sugar levels, leaving you feeling sluggish. Another point is that fried foods, especially those made with refined carbohydrates, think French fries, onion rings, or snacks, can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, followed by a sharp drop. This cycle of rising and falling sugar levels can leave you feeling exhausted, as the body has to work harder to stabilize glucose levels again. And let's not forget the impact of fried foods on sleep quality. Eating heavy, fatty foods at night can make it difficult to get a good night's sleep, as your body will still be busy trying to digest all that fat while you're trying to rest. Lack of restful sleep, in turn, contributes to feeling tired the next day. Number 6. Increased risk of depression and anxiety. First, it's important to understand that what we eat has a direct impact on our brain. Fried foods are generally rich in trans and saturated fats, which in excess can cause inflammation in the body. And do you know what this has to do with your mind? Simple. The brain is not a fan of inflammation. Studies show that chronic inflammation is linked to a higher risk of mental disorders, including depression and anxiety. What's more, fried foods are often low in nutrients that are essential for brain health, such as omega-3s, B vitamins, and minerals like magnesium. These nutrients help regulate mood and the proper functioning of the nervous system. When the diet is high in fried foods and low in these nutrients, the brain may not receive the fuel it needs to stay balanced, which can contribute to feelings of sadness and anxiety. Another factor is the impact of fried foods on the digestive system. The gut, often called the second brain, plays a key role in the production of neurotransmitters such as serotonin, which is known as the happiness hormone. A diet rich in fried foods can unbalance the intestinal flora, reducing the production of serotonin and consequently affecting mood. And let's not forget the effect of fried foods on blood sugar. Fried foods, especially those rich in refined carbohydrates, can cause sudden spikes and drops in glucose levels. These ups and downs in blood sugar levels can affect mood, leaving you more prone to feeling irritable, anxious, and even depressed. Number 7. They can produce toxic substances. When you fry food, it undergoes an intense heating process. This high heat, especially when the oil is reused several times, as is common in restaurants and even at home, can lead to the formation of harmful chemical compounds such as acrylamide. This compound appears mainly in carbohydrate-rich foods, such as potatoes, when fried at high temperatures. Studies suggest that acrylamide can have toxic effects, including being potentially carcinogenic. In addition to acrylamide, excessive heating of vegetable oils can generate other harmful substances, such as aldehydes and free radicals. These compounds are known to cause oxidative stress in the body, a process that damages cells and can contribute to the development of chronic diseases such as cancer, heart problems, and even neurodegenerative diseases. Another problem with fried foods is the formation of trans fats during the heating process. Trans fats are a declared enemy of the heart, as they increase bad cholesterol, LDL, and reduce good cholesterol, HDL. This imbalance can lead to a number of cardiovascular problems, as well as increasing inflammation in the body, which, as we've already mentioned, is linked to a number of diseases. We have reached the end of our journey through the delicious but treacherous world of fried foods. There's no doubt that fried foods have a special place in many people's hearts and on their plates. After all, who can resist the smell of fried potatoes or the crunch of a warm pastry? But as we've seen, daily consumption of these delicacies can have a number of health consequences. From digestive problems and weight gain to mental health risks and exposure to toxic substances, fried foods call for moderation. That doesn't mean you have to completely banish these foods from your life. Eating fried food from time to time as a treat or on special occasions is entirely possible within a balanced diet. If you like this content, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next ones.